if I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yo, we're back, guys. We are back. Yo, guys. It is Old Man G here, back again for another match preview. It's Friday night, at least in the UK anyway. Hope everyone is doing well and is looking forward to the weekend. I know I am, so I've had a really long and busy week. So I'm just looking forward to having some nice rest, relaxation, gym, all the rest of it, and enjoying some football. So yeah, the weekend is here. It's great. Remember, guys, if you're new to the channel, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X, and smash that notification button. Play this Manchester United in news and more. So let's get stuck into it, guys. Bournemouth versus Manchester United match preview. This is a big game for Manchester United. We've got to win it. We've got to win it. We've got to win it. We hashtag no excuses. Hashtag GID. Hashtag get it done. I think that with the results, obviously, yesterday, I think it was, when Newcastle basically pimp slapped Brighton. You know, whatever you say about Newcastle, I would argue, if things stand the way they are, I think that the top four doesn't lie. It goes United, then it goes Arsenal, then it would go Newcastle, and then it would go Manchester United, because, United failed to beat Brighton home and away. Newcastle, I don't know whether they beat Brighton away, but definitely at home, obviously, you saw 4-1. So Newcastle was there where they wanted to be. And one win, I think the next game is on Monday, I think, against Leicester at home. They basically got the Champions League. They've essentially got the Champions League. It'll just be a question of, can they will be third or fourth? But if they beat Leicester, they'll be there. So that puts somewhat of pressure on United, because we can't afford to slip up. Newcastle only needed 5 points from the last 3 games. We need 6 points from the last 3 games, which means that this, for me, it's not a must win, but it kind of is, because if we don't beat Bournemouth, then we're in a situation where we need to beat Chelsea, and because 5 points is enough. So in effect, we do kind of have to win. 5 points just is not enough. We can't afford to draw 2 games, and it just doesn't work, So for me, Bournemouth away, at the end of the day, while our away record isn't great, and as shown by West Ham, and shout out to AD, man, AD, 1-2 billion coming for you, 3-4 stank at the door. I need Liverpool to. I know you do, AD. I know you do. But just relax. Make sure that, because Liverpool obviously have Villa, and they'll be playing at the same time. So I think that is key as well, the Liverpool and Villa game. But yeah, it's imperative. I know Manchester United's away from, because the top 9 has been garbage. Against the bottom, it's been reasonable. I'll bet against West Ham, who basically shut us up because of De Gea mistake. Bournemouth, I think, are in a better situation than they are now. I mean, I think that effectively Bournemouth are safe. They're effectively safe now. So in my mind, we should have more of the hunger in this game. Manchester United should have the hunger in this game to go forward and beat Bournemouth, because we have something to play for. We have top 4. Bournemouth are safe now. Even if they lose the game, they've got 39 points, if I recall. They're not going to get relegated, realistically. They're not. Not unless Leicester somehow... Well, even then, no, they're not going to get relegated. So Bournemouth are effectively, in my opinion, on holiday. So United need to go for it. They do. Now, before I get into this, I've just remembered the team selector. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly. Yes, I'm gonna just quickly look at the react to, or just have a few thoughts regarding Eric Ten Hag's press conference. So just bear with me, guys. You should hopefully see that now. We should be on the Manchester United website now. And as you can see, Ten Hag obviously has a few things that he wants to comment about just before the game. Now, I think there are a few updates. I think that the most notable one regarding this game is regarding Rashford. That I think is the big the big story, because I think the assumption was that Rashford, geez, they like these ads, don't they? Hey, Glazers need to leave, man. My goodness, man. Constantly buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. Why? Come on. Right. Anyway, so just quickly just digging in. Obviously, we'll go into the what I think is the starting 11 going to be, or what I feel the starting 11 should be in a second. But let's just quickly so he talks about injuries, obviously gives update on injuries with Rashford, Marcus Rashford, Varane, Scott McTominay. Are they available this weekend? I'm positive. It's positive on Varane. He's definitely available. So Varane looks like he'll be available for the weekend. Scott, he's joining in training. I think if the final division goes well, he'll be in. Also, Rashi, he trained the whole week, but today he reports doesn't feel well, so he's ill. We have to see how he recovers during the day and then see him tomorrow. So Rashford is a doubt for tomorrow. He is a doubt for tomorrow. McTominay, could be there. I think that it sounds like, it seems how his training goes. It sounds like he would be a risk. I think so. Reading this, for me, it sounds like Varane probably will start. McTominay possibly on the bench, and Rashford either absent or on the bench. Seems to be the impression I'm getting from this. But that's kind of the injury update, as it were. Obviously, Man City reached the Champions League final this week with fans' performance. I'm guessing this counts as a standard that you have to match as a whole. How's it affect the group? Blah, blah. When you see this project, first of all, important to get into the Champions League. I don't think today that's done. I think look to the next game. That's Bournemouth. We have to win to get into the Champions League. Everything in our hands. We focus on the games coming up. The first game is important. Exactly. And this is the key thing on this game. It's that it is in Manchester United hands. It is in Manchester United's hands. Manchester United fundamentally only have to get 6 points from the last 3 games to secure the Champions League. So it is all in Manchester United's hands. However, from what we've seen with Manchester United in previous, with recent history, we are prone to bottling it. We are prone to bottling it over and over and over and over and over again. And I guess we'll see what happens. Let's quickly go forward in the preview. Let's have a look. Okay. Right. Oh, and this was a key question. Oh yeah, the transfer market. So he talks a bit about the ability to spend in the transfer market. He doesn't talk about that, but he says, have you had a conversation with John about what is going to be available to you? We are talking every day. Well, that doesn't really help, does it? It doesn't, does it? We'll talk about the relegation situation. How much of a threat do Bournemouth present to you? You obviously have that game in hand as far as qualification for fourth game, but you have to make sure everyone is fully ready. You can't take anything for granted on this stage. Yes, you tell it right, so I don't have anything to say. You already replied with your own answer. I love Ten Hag's because it's pretty good. Obviously, about Phil Jones, so you haven't been able to see him on the pitch. Yes, I have. A 20 minutes veteran in a year, but I think he's had a great career. What he's achieved. Obviously, for those who don't know, Phil Jones is officially leaving Manchester United Football Club over what seems like an age. And to be fair, big up to the guy. Big up to Phil Jones, man. He still was won a Premier League. He still was, to be fair, a decent player for some time. But injuries just destroyed this guy, and unfortunately became a meme. So, but I hope he goes, and I hope he does something with his career. That's all I say. I hope. For Phil Jones' sake, I hope that this isn't the end of his footballing career. He has been plagued with injuries, but I hope he can, even if it's in a different country, lower divisions, etc. I really, really hope that he can resurrect his career. Because, there's an argument to be made about whether is Phil Jones worse than Harry Maguire? There's an argument to be made there. Sorry about that. Always got to drink water. Make sure, guys, you drink plenty of water. It's good for your kidneys. But yeah, there was an argument to be made. Phil Jones versus Harry Maguire. Discuss. Just on Manchester bits will obviously won't be available to the season, but is he somebody you could potentially look to keep here on another loan or permanent deal? We will see, but it's not our main focus. Our main focus is Bournemouth, and that's pretty much turning out to a nutshell. Nothing really, not disclosing that much, direct and straight to the point. But you know, it is what it is. He's our coach. He's the manager. He goes on and we move forward. Now, let me quickly get back to the formation generator. So hopefully everyone can now see that. Doesn't Jones have 2 Premier Leagues, says J2S? Why do you have... Shout out the Inter Milan logo, J2S, man. Yeah, I think everyone that is in the United is Inter Milan now, man. Everyone is Inter. Everyone is an Inter supporter, man. It's getting peak right now. If Lukaku balls, then you know, if Lukaku balls and scores it, then Pep Guardiola, interesting. Jay says bigger legacy than how that is true. That is true. That is true. That is true. That's true. Where's Kane's trophy, man? Unless he comes to Manchester United. Right. Let me quickly put. So let's go for the start. Thanks for joining Jay as well, by the way. So it's always good to have some company with these match previews. But they don't do as well as the match reactions do, because obviously people are around watching the game. So, but anyway, let's get into it. So, as far as I think the starting 11 goes, into United all the way. I hope for the sake of Trevor, I hope Manchester United can beat Inter Milan. That's all I'll say. Sorry, Manchester United can beat City. We have to. We have to. We have to. Right. Oh yeah, here we go. Right. So starting 11 guys. So David De Gea will be in goal. There's no brainer there. Whether he gets replaced with someone or not, I don't know. But that's how we're going to start anyway. Centre back starting. Now that'll be interesting. Now, obviously, via Ten Hag's conference, he did say Varane is going to be available. So I suspect Varane will start. Actually, let's put him here. And the question is, does he play Lindelof with Varane or Shaw? I think he will play. I think he'll play Lindelof. Actually, probably will play Varane there. In which case, Lindelof will probably play here. So I think he'll play Varane and Lindelof. You could play Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw. And especially for this game, I'll put Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's been good at left side centre back, but I would just push him to left back in this game. I think against City, you might have to consider playing Luke Shaw and Lindelof, because Luke Shaw pocketed Haaland, man. Luke Shaw bodied Haaland. So I don't know whether Lindelof can do that. So we'll see. Right back, obviously, Wan-Bissaka. I think. Who is that? That's not Wan-Bissaka. Who is that? There we go. Who has? I mean, the last a couple of so games, he's been a little bit tetchy, but like he's improved. He's still steady, and still even that Brighton game, he was still one of the better players. It's our forward line that we need to be concerned about, because they're not scoring enough goals. But that back four is solid. Is fair enough. I didn't have that. I think it was C, wasn't it? No, it wasn't that. Which one? There we go. It's fine. Right. CDM, obviously Casemiro will come into play. Casemiro looks like he needs a I mean, it's interesting. It's weird. Like almost all the top Real Madrid players, Modric, Kroos, Benzema, of all that team have literally in the last. They must have picked up something. I don't know what they picked up, but they all have had terrible games recently. Like that core. I don't know what it is. Maybe Don Perez knows what he's doing, but like that core Real Madrid scored, they've all just seemed to have just dropped off in a similar period of time. Casemiro's dropped off. Varane's already picking up injuries, dropped off. Benzema's dropped off. Kroos has dropped off. Modric's dropped off. So yeah, it's peak. It's peak, fam. Shout out to King Stash in the chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Remember, for those who are watching, make sure you check out the Red Devil Studio merch. Check out the Red Devil Studio merch, guys. Check it out, guys. Obviously, I will show it. I will show it to you guys probably sometime later in the stream. We do have a merch store, so if you want to support the channel and just have some merch, just have some flashy merch, so then consider going over to the store and purchasing some merch. Right. Where are we now? Yes. Okay. So back to him. Casemiro. Okay. Now for me, McTominay, I wouldn't put McTominay in this game, especially if he's just coming back. Like I wouldn't put him if he's just coming back from injury. Put him on the bench as a substitute option, but I wouldn't put him. We cannot. Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno is down balanced midfield. We've been here before when we have on. For me, the most balanced midfield that we've had when it works, is Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno, or Casemiro, Bruno, and then Sabitzer in the number 9 position. Then yes, those are the two most in quote balanced midfields I've seen. And it usually works, especially if Fred presses from the front, Bruno drops slightly deeper and Casemiro obviously holds, then it works. Those are, in my opinion, are balanced midfields. Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno is not balanced because Bruno tends to wander up top, leaves the defensive duties, and relies on Eriksen to track back, which you can't because Eriksen has no legs. And then Casemiro is swamped. So, we know that Sabitzer obviously is out for the season. He's not going to be there. Exactly, yeah. So no Sabitzer. So therefore, for me, you don't play Eriksen. And Bournemouth are not and on top of that, Bournemouth are not a low block side. You don't need Eriksen against Bournemouth. Eriksen is good when he's on it, and Eriksen hasn't been that great since his injury, to be honest. But if you're going to play him, you're going to play him when you have someone to break down blocks. Bournemouth aren't a low block side, and they never have been. So you don't need to play Eriksen in this game. So I think Fred should be fine. Then obviously, Bruno, in my opinion. Then the front three is interesting because we have bricks in our front three. We have bricks. we have bricks. We have bricks, guys. We have bricks. I'm generally thinking I don't know who starts in the front three. Rashford, Rashford has got an illness. He's a doubt. So I'm going to assume that Rashford, if he's going to be available from the bench, he's not going to start. So if that's the case, then we're thinking, right, okay. Weghorst, man. No, we can't start Weghorst. We can't start Weghorst. Like Ten Hag, you can't start Weghorst, man. I'm sorry. He's not good enough. Substitution, sure, but you can't start Weghorst, man. You can't start Weghorst, man. Play the Stallion on top. No. Anthony, the least brickish. Yeah. I mean, I think what I would do is I play Martial. Anthony on the right. And then Sancho. And the reason why I keep using Garnacho for me is still a bench player. Sorry about that, guys. He's still a bench player for me. He's still a bench player. An impact sub. And he's a very good impact sub. That's why, for me, because when Garnacho started, he hasn't really had that great of a game. But when he's come on the bench, especially with maybe 20, 30 minutes to go, he's made a difference. So for me, you start Sancho on the left, Anthony on the right, and then at least you have Garnacho and potentially Rashford on the bench to change things up if you need it. But I would start with this and see what happens. Weghorst is off. You keep on the bench. If Rashford comes on, you can bring on Rashford for Sancho and put him on the left, and then you can maybe bring on Garnacho for Anthony or Martial. Well, probably Martial, because Martial is going to have to come off after what 60 something minutes anyway, so he doesn't get injured again. Because we need Martial. If there's one thing I think is important, is that we need Martial fit for City. We need Martial fit for City. So if we play the way we played at Old Trafford, we could give them a game. So we need Martial fit for City. So we need to think about that FA Cup final. So yeah, you play Martial for 60 minutes and then see what happens. David T says we released the free version of Lingard and then we bought another version of Semedo. Lord have mercy. That David T, that's not that isn't actually a bad shout, to be honest. Although let's give Ante some time. Let's give Ante some time. Let's give him some time. Maybe just like people were writing off Grealish in his first season, and now the dude's a baller. So let's see what happens. So because I thought Grealish was gonna burn, and now at City he's in a second. He's doing really good. So I always judge players after their second season. Sancho, I'm now starting to lose patience with. Because he's been here for quite some time now, and I still haven't seen the best out of this dude. I forgot about Sancho. Yes, everyone seems to. I dare Ten Hag to play the Sheikh as number 10. Weghorst, man. He can't. Surely he can't. He can't. He can't. He can't. Can't wait to see Martial gone. Yeah, I mean, it's not worked. I think that at the end of the day, he's just injury prone. We need availability, and then when he plays, he's inconsistent. He's been in the club long enough. That's it. Simple as that, really. We need. Now, don't get me wrong. If Martial drops a dub on City and stops from getting the treble, you give him a new contract. So if he's able to do that, but the issue with Martial is that from the real perspective is that at the end of the day, Manchester United don't have enough forwards. And if the summer budget, because if Martial goes, we need at least 2 strikers. Well, arguably we need 3, but we need 2 strikers. And is Manchester United going to go for 2 strikers in the summer? I don't think so. So you need at least one. If you're going to get Kane, and then Martial will probably stay as backup. But if you let Martial go, then if Kane gets an injury, and to be fair, Kane is somewhat injury prone at times. He's not. I don't think he's going to play for the club. I mean, we won't really go into that because obviously there's issues. But at the end of the day, my expectation is that from observing the situation, he's probably not going to play for the club again. So yeah, that's what I would say. But United need United need 2 strikers anyway. But if Martial goes, United definitely need 2 strikers, because if Kane gets injured, and there's a chance that he will, then you're then stuck with Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, and well, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, Garnacho, I guess. I guess Ahmad will be coming back from Sunderland, so will Ahmad come into the first team as a sort of a right? Personally, I would want that. I want Ahmad to be competition for Anthony on the right. Sancho is effectively a left winger at this point. So put Sancho and or Rashford to compete for left hand side, and then have it'll be the new striker, then Martial up top. So it's not going to be Weghorst. Yeah, but he's not going to be called back after this situation. I just don't think so. Thoughts on Rabiot? I don't know. Better than is he better than Sabitzer? I'm not sure. But the thing with Rabiot is a good player, but it's the baggage that comes with him that we don't need in Manchester United. I don't need any more. We don't need any more baggage at Manchester United. He brings too much baggage with his agent, i.e. his mother. Yeah. And we've seen what Ten Hag has done with players that bring baggage. So yeah, I just think that there are better players out there. I mean, for goodness sake, so while United going for McAllister. We could literally, if we're a serious club, we would literally have raided Brighton's midfield and be like, hey, we're going to spend money on getting McAllister and Caicedo. That if that's literally, if all United did was like, right, we're going to spend 120 million or 40 million on getting Caicedo and McAllister from Brighton. Midfield problem is solved. Midfield problem is solved just like that. We don't even have to go to. That's it. We're not going to do that, and we can't sell players. So there you go. I would too. Ahmad. Yeah, I think Ahmad is ready as well. I think he is. I think that it's unlucky Son didn't get the promotion. And I think the question with Ahmad is that does he go out on loan to Son again? I think that possibly, people might say that he might go on loan to a Premier League club. Personally, for me, that's what I would do. If there are Premier League clubs that would take him, and Ten Hag there isn't, because for me, Ahmad has to get. There's no point in recalling a player if they're not going to get first team football. So if Ahmad isn't going to get first team football for his development, loan him to a Premier League club. That's what I would do. Ten Hag, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem because Eriksen's legs. I know. We missed out on this dude because again, this is why the Glazers need to leave the club. This is why they need to leave the club. This is why the Glazers need to leave the club, because any sensible owner or scouting could have seen those players and been like, yeah, let's go for it, but they didn't. Ahmad needs an EPL move. Bournemouth, Brighton, Brentford. Yeah, Brighton. That would be. I would. I mean, it's difficult because Brighton and Brentford could potentially be seen as rivals, United, depending where we are. But yeah, I certainly could see development at. Certainly could see development at Brighton, definitely, and Brentford. Bournemouth. I think he could. I think he could definitely be for like top 6 at mid-table. So I think that would be a good move for Ahmad, I think. But like I said, I mean, you can make a case, that he could compete with Anthony. I mean, if the one thing I know about Ahmad is that Ahmad is not as one-footed as Anthony is. Like Anthony is so one-footed. And also, I mean, I could be wrong. We'll see. But from what I've looked in Sunderland, he's certainly not as selfish and ball hoggy as Anthony is. So, I just feel like with Ahmad, we'll at least get, even though he's young, he might not be as physical, but he might be more intelligent. And also, he can use both feet. At least he can use both feet more than Anthony can, who so often has killed our attacks going forward this season because he's one-footed. So bear that in mind. If Ahmad goes loan, him at Palace or Brentford would be good. Yeah, and Palestri needs to go on loan as well. Yeah, if we loan out Palestri, he needs an EPL. Exactly. Palestri needs to, but they all need to go out. They need all the players that we think are going to incorporate need to go out on loan. There's no point in them just hogging on the bench. Just put in a clause that says, if for whatever reason United has an injury crisis, that we can recall the players and compensate them. That's it. That is true. That is true, J Twist. That is true. Why is it usually the left stroke of the weak foot, rarely ambidextrous? Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't get it either. I don't. I'm a doctor and I don't get it, but I'm not specialized in MSK, so maybe there's a reason for it. Let's quickly move to the score predictions, guys. Make sure you like the video if you're new to the channel, joining us on this Friday evening. Where am I? There we go. Okay. Joining us. Seeing a winger dribble with both feet. Imagine. Well, a certain Greenwood did it, but we're not going to say his name because it is what it is. But yeah, he could do it anyway. KT7 says 2-1 to Bournemouth. Oh, as in Bournemouth? Oh, shit, KT7, yeah. Bournemouth nil, Manchester United 1. So a lot of people saying low scores, that Manchester United on scores. So that does have me a little bit worried. I mean, come on, guys. Can we not? Chelsea were able to put 3 past Bournemouth. Why can't United away? Why can't United? I know Bournemouth equalized, but why can't United? You know, United are better than Chelsea Football Club. We have to be better than Chelsea Football Club. We are better than Chelsea Football Club. So come on. So you know what? I'm going to be a bit more optimistic and actually say that United will beat Bournemouth 2-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet, especially with that back four. And I think we can score the goals. You know, I think Bournemouth, you know, again, they're facing a very weak Chelsea side. They scored a goal, but that was it. I don't think they have that much attacking threat, really. So we should be able to defend them, no problem. And remember, they're already safe. They're already safe. So we should be able to match their energy, their intensity, their aggression, because we have something to play for. We need to get ready for the FA Cup and we need to secure top 4. Bournemouth already safe. They should have no real motivation or desire to do much in the way of anything. They shouldn't. So we should win this game. We should. 80 says 4-2. The show is about to pop off. 80, it's important that you guys beat Villa at the same, because the thing you need to understand is if Liverpool drop points to Villa at Anfield, then it gets real for Liverpool. It gets real. You know what I mean? It gets real. So just bear that in mind, 80. There's a lot of there's a lot of Liverpool fans in my stream, for example. Big up to you guys, you know. So if you want to support the channel, don't just swim the stream, like the vid and buy some merch. J Twist says 2-1 Manchester United. The season have been 1-0 Leicester, 1-0 Southampton, 1-0 Wolves, 2-1 Everton, 2-1 Fulham, 2-1 on. So we didn't really score that many goals. Exactly. All teams pretty much in the bottom half of the table. So I think if we're going to, and all of them, with the exception of Everton, where we conceded, and Fulham, which we came back from, we scored at least 1 or 2 goals, and most of them are clean sheets. So I just think that, you know, Bournemouth on top half, we have better attacking quality than Bournemouth. Like, I don't remember us really struggling to beat Bournemouth, even under Ollie, when we were bad, you know. So, and like I said, they're on holiday now. So I see no reason why United don't win this game. Unless we make a cataclysmic mistake and Casemiro gets sent off again, we should be beating Bournemouth comfortably 2-0. And then you now have 2 more games, because that puts United on 69 points. And then you basically have 2 games and you need to win one of them. And they're 2 home games. Okay, this is our last away game of the season. Okay, beat this, and then you have 2 home games where you have the crowd, and you got Fulham and Chelsea Football Club. You know, personally for me, I want us to seal top 4 by beating Chelsea Football Club. That's what I want. I want us to actually beat Chelsea Football Club. I'm tired of drawing to their asses. We need to beat Chelsea Football Club, and then by next Thursday, you'd like to think that Newcastle United have secured top 4. It is what it is. The last games of the season are just dead rubber games. No one cares about them. I don't want to be in a situation where we are literally, because Fulham are going to be out for revenge. They're going to be out for revenge. They are going to be out for revenge when they come out, because of what we did to them in the FA Cup, I think. So, but at least if we if we've secured it after beating Chelsea, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You know, we won't care. Like, yeah, okay, beat us, but it doesn't matter. We secured top 4. Manage Rash's games as he needs to be. Yeah, he does. Well, he'll be on the bench probably because he's ill, apparently, according to Ten Hag. The Chelsea goals accidentally ended up in the net. Yes. So this is what I'm. Yeah, we can't lose. We can't lose him. Virgil Van says Sky Blue Studios said Virgil Van Noven, that's never going to happen. Just like Scouser Studios will never happen. Former Liverpool Kevin Grant could be a threat for Bournemouth against United, particularly aerially. Yeah. Aerially, he could be a problem. He could be. But, I mean, if Solanke is the only threat for Bournemouth, then I don't think we have too much to be concerned about, to be honest. If that's it. And again, like I said, that's assuming that he's not on holiday already. Bournemouth aren't. Yeah, I said that. So Firmino's last match, Anfield, Liverpool got this. Yeah, of course. I expect Liverpool to win both their last two games. I do. That's why United. This game for me is very important. You win a game, and then you have two games to basically get a win, and that's it. That's it. And both of them are home games. And United's home record has been fantastic this season. Question: if United finish fifth, which would mean that they'd have to at least lose, draw, not win two of the many games. But West Ham finished mid-table and won the European. So who would have had the better season? Well, West Ham aren't really. West Ham, I don't think are going to finish mid-table. I think they're probably going to finish lower table, really. But yeah, if it was them win the Conference League, well, yeah, of course, I would say it'd be West Ham because they've won a trophy. Well, they won a European trophy, and they and for what? Because the good is relative. Because it's disappointing. Because even though United won the Carabao Cup, if you finish fourth, you're still like, that's a disappointment because you've been there for so long. So to drop out is like not ideal. Whereas with West Ham, it's like they've been crap for so long. So for them to win a trophy, they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's been a good season," But I think a better question is if Liverpool miss out on top four, have they had a better season than Spurs or even Chelsea for that matter? We did lose in 1920 1-0 away. Was that Bournemouth? Maybe Bournemouth? Okay. Marcus Sense is a good defender. Billings is a dangerous player for Bournemouth. Yes, they are. They are. Salah missing a penalty or something could cost them top four as well. And Konate is missed from 1 year. That's true. A shout out to SMB in the chat. RDS is the treble coming for Manchester City. I hope not. Which is why no one should be getting injured in this game. United is basically the last stand against the City treble because I think City will baptize Milan in that final. They just will. They'll baptize them. They just will. So yeah, it is what it is. West Ham qualified for you. Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting. That'll mean that there will be 3 English teams in the Europa League then. Yes, because if West Ham win the Conference League, they'll go into pot 1 of the Europa League draw, and then that'll mean that they're free. So it'll be West Ham. As it stands, the stands would be West Ham, probably Brighton, and then Liverpool will be the teams in the Europa League. So it is what it is. With Man United win FA Cup and League Cup better, Liverpool's quad up. Yeah, AD, if you're watching, that's the question. Bart, if you're watching, that's the question. If United win the FA Cup and League Cup this year, finishing where they are, will that mean that should we do a bus celebration? Should we do Liverpool fans if you're watching? Should we do a bus celebration if we win the Carabao and the FA Cup this year? Would it be as good as better as what Liverpool achieved last year? Let me know what you're saying. It'd be interesting to see. The only thing I think Inter can maybe do against it is maybe a Tottenham Conte-style game plan. Other than that, I have no faith in Inter. Man United, seriously, it is the last stand. It is the last stand. What faith? The only faith I have literally zero faith in Inter. Like I just can't. I can't see a way as to how Inter beat City, and so therefore, if they do somehow do it, Inzaghi should be classed as one of the best coaches of recent history, given what he's achieved as he was Inter side, and Pep Guardiola would have to be classed as a fraud. Pep Guardiola would have to be classed as a fraud if he lost to Inter in the Champions League. There's no. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. He'd have to be classed as a fraud. He would be. He would be. But yeah, I actually think 2-0. 2-0 to Manchester United. I have faith in the boys. Like we've got to win. They know that we've got to win. Ten Hag said in his press conference it's about the Champions League. So there should be all the motivation. Yes, against the busy end of the season. Yes, players are tired, but we need to secure top form. We can't bottle it again. We can't bottle it again. Win the game against Bournemouth, and then you have 2 games against Fulham and Chelsea. Chelsea on Thursday, and Fulham following to just relax, chill out, get the dub against Chelsea, and they're 2 home games as well. Just do it. Are those City vs Inter might be tied and City? Well, I don't know. It could be a baptism. Okay, it could be a baptism, guys. Before I go, guys, let me just show you, for those who are still watching and appreciate it. Let me just show you guys. Where are we? Let me show you guys. 2 seconds, everybody. Because I spent a lot of time doing this, so I'm gonna plug it, and then you guys can cuss me after it. But there you go, guys. The Red Devil Studio, the merch, it should be loading when it decides to load. There you go. There you go. There you go. Do you see that, guys? So yes, again, I'll be plugging this in my live streams and videos, etc. The Red Devil Studio merch is available now. It's there. It's cool. Please let me know what you think. This is the first phase of the designs for the channel. So let me know what you think, obviously, in the comments and the chat. But if you want to support the channel in a way, the merch channel is available, is live. As you can see, you've got hats, you've got mugs, you've got t-shirts, you've got a lovely backpack, actually, slippers, hoodies, phone cases, more mugs, etc., flasks, and so on. A lot of shirts and hoodies and different things. Probably like get a nice shirt. Get a nice shirt, actually. So now that we're coming into summer, actually, so or a nice mug with your drink, So or like personally for me, I'm getting the bucket hat, which looks pretty sick, and also the rucksack. So I need a new rucksack, actually, and that's my and I'm getting that, and possibly a mug and a shirt. So I'll probably be, if you see me next season if I'm wearing tons of merch, then you know why. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, guys, and I really appreciate everyone's ongoing support as well. So we had quite a flow of subscribers as well coming in. My aim is to hopefully, if I can at this rate, get to 5K subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be amazing. We're only just under 500 way to 4K. And I'd love it if we could get to 5K by the end of the year, with hopefully 10K by the end of next year. That would be really, really good, as I'm trying to push and push and push. But you got to understand, I am the only one watching in this channel. It's a lot of effort trying to balance this with also being with busy doctor life. So yeah, so I appreciate those who continue to support, even if it's a like, even if it's those who just get involved in the live stream. It really means a lot to me as well. So it keeps on motivating me to do what I want to do. It says, RDS, your mic volume just got low. Is it better now? Is it better now? Can people hear me? Let me know in the chat. Is my mic volume still low? Let me know. Lukaku winner. I hope so. So, but yeah, hopefully, can everyone hear me? Let me know. Also, City's games where they have dominated Newcastle have been at Etihad. City has not won away. That's true. City's away form has not been great. But I mean, it's still Inter Milan. Like, that's the thing. It's still Inter. So, they're away. I mean, I agree that it will be interesting to see, especially because, let's keep it a stack. There are going to be more Manchester United fans than City fans at Wembley. There are going to be more Inter fans than City fans at Wembley. So if the crowd advantage is there, who knows? I don't know. But we'll see what happens, JDS says, phase 1, #trust the process. Actually, it's on my... Oh, no, worries. Okay, fine. I'm saying. Katie says, I want to buy a Newcastle season, but unfortunately, this is phase 1, KT7. This is phase 1. Maybe there might be in phase 2 or 3 or 5, but right now in phase 1, this is specifically RDS, Red Devil Studio, man. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, Jason, that's fine. So cool. But yeah, like I said, guys, if you want to like support the channel, consider, well, 2 ways. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Obviously, I'm trying to get the members hangouts back, so we just want to get a sizable member cast to do the members hangouts and obviously uploading members content. Obviously the merch is there. I am hopefully me, because the podcast with the streams with Tom have been really popular, and people love you guys, love him. So I'm hoping that over the summer during the transfer window, that me and Tom are going to do a regular transfer, probably a weekly, unless there's breaking news. Probably we'll do a weekly transfer podcast with me and Tom on this channel where we go through the latest transfer news, actually accurate and not speculative transfer news, where we will ask Tom, who's an in-the-know journalist, just info just about, who's been linked with Manchester United, who's imminently coming, all the different things. So that's one of the plans, as well as having him on a weekly Q&A. So those are the things that are in the pipeline. Shout out to Java, says, big up all. SMB says, RDS, where's Los Blancos? Is he doing well? I mean, what can I say? Los Blancos, I missed the flight. I missed the flight, unfortunately. If I had taken the flight, it would have been a different story. So I guess it is what it is. J2 West says, take care, buddy. Take care, buddy. And okay, phase, yes, it is phase 1. It is phase 1. Like I said, support the channel, guys. It generally it does go a long way. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on journalists. Tune it. We'll be live, obviously, after the game against Bournemouth away tomorrow, which is obviously a big game. So stay tuned for match reaction after that. Have a nice day, everyone. And cheers. Peace.